started.
Okay, Donald, let's see. Let's start off with c4. I tried to play a flank opening with knight f3, and I ended up in a King's Indian defense recently, so haven't gotten my English opening in. But this looks like it'll be some kind of English. d5 immediately, huh? Interesting. I think I will take. I mean, it's kind of the idea. You might trade your c pawn for his d pawn. It's you've got a better pawn, and then I can still come out with the knights and the bishop to g3. It's still got a good diagonal to look at here. Bishop to g2 rather. And if he trades, then I've got one more pawn closer to the center, one more center pawn than he has, and the development is about even. Let's see, he got one move in development, really, if you want to look at it. Well, I now have two pieces out, so, and he's making a bunch of pawn moves, so he's given up. He's given up his development edge, but he's gained a little space in the center with c5. So what here? There's a check, and he probably just blocks with the knight. This bishop, maybe I can trade it off at some point. Do I want to worry about pawn to c5? Plays another pawn move like that. I think I'll just let him gain space on the queen side if he wants to, and I will counterattack in the center and the king side. So let's see what he plays here. Okay, he's just looking at the d5 square then. He's got the knight, the bishop, the knight, the pawn, and the queen all looking at d4. And so if I put a pawn there, he can actually hold that. I could put a bishop on b2, looking at this diagonal. That might be a good place for it. His knight can hop in around here. But I'm just preparing the move d5. I think that d4 will... okay, that blocked his queen's view of things, and I've got the bishop on this diagonal with the knight and the queen, so this pawn is now well supported. And we have a slightly asymmetric pawn structure. I have 5 pawns versus 4 over here on the king side. And I have an extra pawn in the center, so this should be good for something. Might be nice to get in the move e4, hitting that bishop. Let's see. Can I instead play knight to h4, kicking that bishop? That would actually allow e4 later. The question is, does he have some kind of play on this pawn? But it's only 2 attackers and 2 defenders, so I guess this is okay. And then I can just gain a little more space in the center if the bishop moves. Where is it going anyway? Here. It could go to... okay, so he drops back there. So I could play e4 immediately, or I could take the bishop off. I think getting rid of that bishop and getting the bishop here is a good idea here. And now I have a nice open diagonal for this bishop, so maybe I'm not in such a hurry to play e4. Maybe rook to c1 instead, looking at the c6 square with the bishop. He defends. Okay, is there anything I can do to increase the pressure here? Pushing the pawn forward. Takes, I take, I get a queen here. And I still have this pawn majority. If he pushes, he can't push forward. I kind of like the look of that. It seems to activate my queen and maintain some pressure on this knight. My loose piece here in this position is the bishop on b2, so maybe queen to b6 is a tactic at some point. I have to be careful about this diagonal. Maybe I can line up on this diagonal, however, though, and look at the g7 square there, which would be mating. How can I get there? Queen could come back to d3, and then if he moves the knight to attack my queen, then it goes to... No, that won't work because the rooks the rooks are opposing each other on the c file. Okay, e4, gaining space in the center. Preparing e5. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what Donald comes up with here. He's got knight to knight to b4 there, hitting the pawn and the queen. Okay, he's now kind of threatening my queen in a way. So let's drop back. If the knight comes here, I can take it. If it comes here, and the queen can then go to c3. Which would be a double attack. Oh, he just wants to trade off that bishop. Maybe it's not a bad idea, but now aren't I winning a pawn here? No, I guess not. So let's think, though. If I take the knight first, oh, the bishop is not attacking the knight. It's blocked by my e-pawn. Okay, so if I take his bishop, he's going to take back with the knight. Let's do that. I want to maybe bring a rook over here, line up against the queen. And I didn't want my queen getting distracted, so let's place the rook here now. The queen's needed to defend that rook, otherwise he can just take it, give up the queen for 2 rooks. But now he can't, because the queen and the rook are guarding that square. So he has to move his queen away, and maybe I can get something to the 7th rank, or get something going against his b7 pawn. See, another idea here is there's a pin on the f-pawn, so the g-pawn is actually a loose pawn there, which people sometimes miss. But his knight is guarding in the g-pawn here. Okay, he comes forward with his queen, maybe looking to hop in with his rook. He's also looking at my rook, so, hop in with his knight. So let's trade rooks. I can win a pawn now. And if he attacks with his rook, what do I do about that? That's the thing. I guess I can come here with check if he attacks with his rook. His king can run away. Oh, I can check and take knight. Yeah, so his rook can't really leave the back rank because I have the check on b8 and his knight is loose there.
Check.
Ah, I can do that. Okay, well that was forced anyway.
Check.
And now he has the knight check. But is there a follow-up after that? That's
Check.
The question. This is all pretty forced. The knight check there, the knight check there. Now let's think. I can actually go somewhere where there's no knight check, but there's always a queen check. Or I can go here, and then the king goes all the way to the corner. The knight moves. I have to figure out how to defend my bishop. And I have various checks I can use to position myself, but let's see. So the king goes to the corner. The knight comes back to this square, preparing to go here or here to attack my bishop, and the queen's attacking my bishop anyway. So I bring my queen to the diagonal, defending the bishop. He goes knight here, and I can move my king forward to defend the bishop. It's all kind of awkward. I can also check and get to this diagonal. Okay, well, I think I need to play it. I didn't want to play king h3 and just allow another check, and that might even be mating.
Check.
Oh, the queen can go there. Oops, oops, oops. I was thinking the knight would move. So the queen goes there. But, okay, so he picks up a pawn. So now I can get my
Black
checks in.
resigns.
He resigned here. Let's see, why did he resign? Oh, he resigned because I can take his queen. so his plan to win that pawn didn't work out. Okay, good game. I'll upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.